Hey guys, Steve Porter, Camp Director here, and I am going to walk you through some more steps in our online reservation system for our summer camp that we're going to be hosting this summer. Wanted to talk to you a little bit today about how to manage your summer camp spots, or sometimes you may hear them referred to as tickets for summer camp. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about how to manage those in the upcoming weeks, so that way you can start paying for spots for summer camp. First thing to do, as always, go to psrweb.org, click the login button in the corner, and log in with your username and password. If you don't know your username and password or have trouble with your login, please email the camp director at campdirector@psrweb.org, and I'll put that up at the end of the video again, and we can help you out with that. So I'm going to sign in with Troop 1 again. And as I log in, you can see that my main screen comes up, and yours is going to look very similar to this, since every unit that's coming out to camp this year is already registered for our summer camping event. So you're already going to see the event pop up, hopefully. I registered this troop for a test event, so this isn't an actual week of summer camp this year, but it's something that looks very similar to this year's summer camp, just so you can kind of get a feel for what it's looking for. So you can see it's right here. We're calling it Week 8 Camp Test Week. And you can see that the registration for individuals opens on May 4th at 4 p.m. That means that I can start putting names to my spots on that date. So that'll be coming up in a little bit for this week. But I can't do that yet. So all I can do is manage and purchase spots at this point. As you can see, here's the dates for my week of camp, the name for my week of camp, and then a total here with a balance due. You're all going to probably see a balance due over here. Don't freak out if you see a big number over there. You can always adjust your spots and take care of that at any time if you're not planning on bringing as many. But we plugged in the spots that you thought you might have on your reservation sheet, and that's why it's already showing up with a balance over here for you. So that's all that is. So we're going to go in and take a look. So we're going to click on this, and it's going to load it for us. This is the main screen that you'll see for any event that you have registered through us. And as you can see, the name of the event's up here, dates for the event are up here. This is your financial summary. So this is basically showing you all in all what you still owe based on the data that's put in at the bottom down here. So right now it's saying that we owe about $3,500. Here's where we can choose to make payments on that total balance. If we click the caret here, we can get an in-depth look at what the balance is coming from. So this $35.43 is coming all from registration fees. If we had products or different things that we were paying for as well that were added to our account later, they would show up here. And then applied payments is going to show you the total amount that's been paid. So we haven't paid anything yet. We're still fresh. As you can see right here, these are different payment amounts or different payment options if you want to start paying on that balance, and you can do that at any time. As we scroll down, we can see where that balance is coming from. So here's our spots. Spots are basically tickets or individual spots, as they're called, for summer camp. When you purchase a spot, it's completely non-refundable, so make sure that if you purchase a spot, you have a scout that's going to take that spot. Don't purchase spots that you might not use, because you won't get your money back for those. So only purchase spots that you know you're going to use. Spots are available at a discounted rate all the way up until May 1st, and then that pricing increases after May 1st to the regular rate. So be sure to buy your spots before then if you want to get them at a discounted rate for anybody you know is coming to camp. Right now, I have a total for my group of 9 Plan A Scout spots. So I'm doing Meal Plan A. So I have 9 spots for my youth, which is right here, youth. Plan A spots 9. If you're Plan B, you're Plan C, you would see spots showing up here. But yeah, I've got 9 Plan A spots showing up. And then for my leaders, I have 4 leader spots that I have planned on going. As you keep scrolling down, you'll see participants right here. You're not going to be able to do anything with this area right here, the participants area, until your summer camp week opens up for registration. So like this one, for example, we saw earlier was opening up on May 4th at 4 p.m. So that's when I can start doing this portion of the registration, but I can't do that yet. Another thing that's going to prevent me from doing this registration is that I haven't paid for my scouts yet. If you want to register a scout for merit badge classes and start putting a name to the spot needs to be paid for. So I need to pay that amount before I'll be able to do that. So that's not going to let me add any participants at all at this point. But it will allow me to add them once I start paying for the scouts, and it opens up on the date that it opens for your week. If you need to know the week that it opens, that's in the leader's guide as well, and it's also going to show up when you log in like it did for me. So as you can see, I've got Plan A scouts. I have 9 spots that I plan to use there, so that's shown up there, but in the leaders I have 4 there. So just for your information, we'll go over that more in detail later. Products is also going to be on the bottom. This is where all your products that you order for summer camp are going to show up. So that includes any campsite equipment that's free of charge that we offer. I'm going to do a second video on just products and kind of go over that later, so I'm not going to go into that very much today. That'll be coming soon. Also, your site fee that you paid for, your $100 site fee, or a portion of that if you're sharing a site, will show up down here for that. And then if you have any other things that happen to be added onto your account throughout the week at summer camp, DVDs, photos, t-shirts, things like that that you buy through the troop, those are going to be tabulated down here as well, just so we can show your payments for those. If you scroll back up to the top, I wanted to show you one last thing. Up here, as you can see, there's a reports button. This one's going to be very helpful for you. And one report, if you click here, you can see that you have a number of reports that you can take a look at. We're not going to talk about any of these right now today, but the one that I did want to look at was the invoice report. And I'm going to click on that right now, and it's going to generate it. And it says my report's ready, and I click open, and it's just going to open it in another window. This is what the invoice is going to look for, or the fee statement, or whatever you would like to call it, is going to look like for your troop. So as you can see for this troop, I've got all my information over here. My campsite's listed. I'm in Beard Campsite. There's my week number and when we're coming. And as I scroll down, all that information that was plugged into my account is going to show up over here underneath my registration fees. So as you can see, I've got Plan A scouts. I have 9 Plan A scouts that I'm planning on bringing. They're each at $346 a piece. And there's my total amount for my Plan A scouts. So that's my scouts that I'm looking to pay for eventually. And then as you can see, I have 2 lines for Plan A leader. One line says Plan A leader 1, and the price is $0. And then I have Plan A leader here, and it says 3 at $143. The reason that I have 1 leader at $0 is we do have a leader discount that we offer here at camp, and we offer you 1 free leader right off the bat. So the second you put 1 scout in your card or have 1 scout spot registered, it's going to give you a free leader, and it's going to automatically calculate that if you have leaders that are coming to camp. Now for every additional 10 scouts that you bring to camp, it's going to give you an additional free leader. So for example, if I decided that I didn't need 9 spots, I was going to get 10 spots, it would automatically see that I already had 4 leaders coming, and it would give me a second one at $0 and adjust it on my statement and adjust the amount that I owed. That all happens automatically through the system. So you don't have to worry about doing the math or making sure that it's happening. It's going to take care of it for you on that end and only charge you what you owe. So as you can see, I've got 3 at $143 here for a total of $429, and that total amount is that total amount we were seeing on the page, the $3,543. I haven't made any payments yet, so total payments, anytime I make a payment, it's going to show down here in the details. It's going to show the amount that was paid at that time, whether it was with a check in the mail, whether it was online, anything like that. It's going to show up here, and then it's going to be deducted from our total balance down here at the bottom. So total balance is calculated here, amount paid is here, and then your remaining balance is here. And you can generate that at any time if you'd like to for your troop. So we're going to close that, and I wanted to show you a little bit about some other things that we have going on here. So like I said, the video is about managing spots. So let's say today that I just logged in, and I know now that I'm going to be bringing 12 spots instead of 9 spots for my Plan A youth. And I just want to update the spots so I can kind of get an idea of how much I'm going to owe and take a look at it. I don't want to make a payment right now. I just want to get it in there so that way I can kind of look at it on a sheet all in one place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Manage Spots, and it's going to open my my management screen here. So here is the Plan A spots and Plan A leader spots down here. I decided I'm going to have 12 now. And also I decided that I don't have 4 leaders coming anymore. I'm only going to have 3. So I'm going to adjust that there as well. As you see, it says 735 spots available. So each week of summer camp, we have a certain number of spots that are available. As people start signing up, that number is going to get lower. So if that number is fairly low, that means that's how many spots we have left, and that's going to be calculated based on any spots that are in people's registration. So if somebody's registered for the spot, it's going to take that down another number. We have plenty of space in all of our weeks for everybody who's already registered. So if you need extra space, we've got it. So don't worry too much about this number. We're going to adjust this as needed and then close down weeks when we get to a certain number that's full. But this is a number, obviously, that's just helping us calculate how many people are coming to camp and about how many adults and leaders and everyone else we can kind of fit on the property. So this one isn't too much of a concern. We will definitely accommodate for any single youth that you want to bring to camp at camp. So don't worry about the spots running out. If you're signed up for a week, you're good to go. But that's what that number means. And then we made our adjustments. We said we wanted 12 and 3, so we're going to hit next. It's going to take you automatically to the products page where you can see the campsite equipment. We're not going to talk about this right now. I'm going to talk about that in another video, so I'm just going to click next and bypass that for right now. And then it's also going to take you to the campsite assignment page. Since you've already had an assignment for your campsite, it's going to show you the campsite. There's nothing to do on the screen. It's just letting you know you're in Beard Campsite. So we're just going to hit next again. And now it's going to take us to the confirmation page. So we wanted 12 spots for our youth. We wanted 3 spots for our leaders. That's what we got. Our registration fees are now recalculated based on that amount that we just put in. So that's showing up here. And we can choose right now to add that amount or a portion of that amount to our cart. But like I said, I just want to get it in the system so I can take a look at what I owe. I don't want to pay anything today. So I'm going to click Pay Minimum Amount. And then I'm going to hit complete. And now there's one last step. So I'm back to that main screen, right, where we were at before. As you can see, my spots have been adjusted here, but we're not finished yet. This big red thing showed up. It said there are changes or payments in your cart. Please remember to check out soon to finalize your changes. So those changes that I just made have not been posted yet to the system. We need to post those. So we're going to go to our cart. As you can see, we have the registration update right here, and it's costing us $0 because we chose not to pay anything right now. And we're going to just hit checkout. We're not owing anything. There's no place to put payment in because we're not paying anything. If you click on the caret, you can see that it's just event registration updates. So that's what we're doing, and we're just going to hit place order. And as you can see, it says the order was submitted successfully. We're going to close this, and now we're right back to where we started with our week 8 summer camp, and we have a new amount. If we click on that now, we can see that all that stuff is taken care of. We've got our spots the way we want them. We don't have a big red bar that says we still have changes that need to be done. It's all good to go. We've updated it. If you take a look at the report now and go to the invoice and open it, you can see now that because we're over 10 scouts, we have 12 now, it's giving us 2 free leaders instead of 1. So now we're getting 2 at $0, and since we adjusted from 4 down to 3, we only have 1 to pay for now at $143. So that's our total amount that we owe, just to give you guys some more information on that. As you decide that you want to make payments, you do not have to make payments in full, but you're more than welcome to. But let's say we wanted to make a payment now and we wanted to pay a portion of this amount. So we're going to say pay other amount. And let's say we just want to put $500. We've collected some of the scouts' money and we want to put in $500. So we're going to put $500 toward our total bill. And type in 500 and hit save. And now my red bar is back up here, letting me know that there's stuff in my cart that I need to take care of or else it won't happen. I go to my cart and I can see that the $500 is here for my registration payments. And then I can see that there's also a credit card convenience fee of 1 at $12.50. So we charge 2.5%. of any transaction for a credit card convenience fee. It's what we're getting charged for the credit card companies when we run the payment. So it's just our what we're getting charged on the other end. So if you do want to make a payment online with a credit card, just know that you do have to pay an additional credit card processing fee. But if that's something that's easy for you and works well, and you're okay with paying the credit card processing fee, you're more than welcome to check out online, and it can make it a lot easier for you when you're doing things. So if I wanted to use a credit card, I could go to checkout right now, and I can see that all my stuff's here. There's my total amount. I can put in my billing address for my credit card. I can put in the credit card number, all the information, and then hit place order, and it'll bring up your card and it'll show that you have a payment there of $500. Now let's say, for example, that you wanted to make a payment, but you didn't want to use a credit card, you didn't want to pay this fee, and you wanted to do it with a check and send that in the mail to us, or possibly if you're an in-council unit, bring it into the Scout Shop. You can do that as well. What we would prefer that you do is we prefer that you get everything in your cart ready to go with the amount that you would like to pay. We realize the credit card processing fee is going to show up. We will waive that when we receive the check, so don't worry about that. But I've got everything in my cart, and now I want to pay with a check instead. I've decided I want to pay this $500, or actually, it's going to be easier for my example that we're going to want to pay the full amount. So let's say we want to pay all of this with a check. So as you can see, it's added it to my cart, the $42.95. If I go to my reports and my invoices, sometimes it's helpful to have this one open as well. And then what you're going to do for check payments is you're going to use our fee transmittal form. So the fee transmittal form is this form right here. This is the one that's in the back of our Leaders Guide and also available on our webpage. And we're going to use this one to send in with our paper check, so when it gets to the office, they know exactly how to put that payment towards our account. So we're going to put our troop number in, Troop 1. Meal plan, we're Plan A. From Erie Shores Council. And our camp week is week 8. Down here is the most important one that you're going to probably use the most. This is our full week youth and adult spots, not including free leaders. So this is just the ones we're paying for. So if we look back, we can see, if we look at our invoice, that's probably the easiest way, we can see that we're paying for 12 scouts at $346 each. So that's 12 scouts at $346. And we're paying for how many leaders? 1 at $143. And the total for that would be $143. And the total for our Plan A scouts is 4152, 4,512. I'm sorry, 4,152. My bad. We can put a little $sign there if we want to, but not really necessary. And then our total, what we want to pay in total is on here as well. It's the $4,295. So we've added that in. We've got all that plugged in. Campership spots, this is only if you're an Erie Shores Council unit and you have scouts who have been awarded a campership, and you'll have that information on how much they've been awarded where you can plug it in here so you can just pay the remaining balance. We will plug in for your system the scouts' names already in there and get those set up so you only have to pay remaining balances online, especially if you want to pay with a credit card or something. So we'll talk about this a little bit later in another video, so don't worry too much about that. And then partial leaders, if you're paying for any partial leaders, we'll ask you to list the names here and then also the number of days at camp. And then as you can see, there's a price sheet down at the bottom that shows you your per leader per day rate. I'm going to do another video for partial leaders to give you more information, so we're not going to worry about that today either. We go to the second page and we can see that there's also a few other things you can use this form to pay for. Possibly you're sending in a hat order form out of the Leader's Guide, or a t-shirt order form out of the Leader's Guide, or maybe you're paying for merit badge or adult class fees later on through your registration process. So those things can go here and you can total those here. We don't have any of that today. We're just paying for our main registration fees. So we've got a total of $4,295 for our full week spots. So we're going to put that in here, $4,295. We just got that number from the top of the page, 4295. We don't have any other campership fees, partial leader fees, or other fees which would come from these other boxes. So our total payment, our check amount that we're writing, is $4,295. So that's it. You're going to print this off. You're going to send it in with your paper check to the council office, and once we receive it, we will enter it in, and once it's been received at the office, this box will go away, your cart will be empty again, and it'll show a payment balance. It'll show your payments on here as we receive them. So it may take a few days because it needs to come in the mail to us if you send it in the mail, but after a couple days, once it's been received at the council office, it'll show up posted on your account once we receive it. And that's how you pay with a paper check. If you have any other questions about the registration process at all, please feel free to email us at campdirector@psrweb.org. Like I said, that's how you manage spots and take care of that, and how you make payments as well. As you make payments, you can always check your invoice here, and that's going to give you your information once it's been posted. And if you need to adjust spots and you don't want to pay anything, you can always just hit pay minimum amount. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. But other than that, I look forward to sending out another video, some more information on some details on partial leaders and products later on. And as always, when you're finished, it's always just a good idea to log out. Thank you guys so much for watching the video today, and keep tuned for another one coming out. We're going to send these out in emails and also post them on our Facebook page. So just watch our Facebook page and watch your emails for the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.